I want you guys to take a look at one of my most popular, actually it is my most popular Snapchat story. This was actually about a year or a year and a half ago. This was huge for me. I had to screenshot it. I had to show you guys because look, it's a Snapchat. The video is basically about Snapchat. What's up you guys? Welcome back to Funnel Hackers. My name's Matt, for those of you who do not know me. If you guys find any value in this video, go ahead and hit that like button. That is always greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe for weekly content and comment if you guys want to give some feedback or 2 cents on this specific video. So the 2 dating apps that I would recommend getting for this process are going to be Tinder and Bumble. Those have the most traffic. I've used other apps in the past, such as Hot or Not about 2 or 3 years ago. That actually was really good for a while, but now it gets kind of spammy. Badoo is also one, but I'm really not sure if it's relevant, so let's just stick to Tinder and Bumble for right now, because basically once you have this system down for one, you can use it on any other platform. So before we dive into this video, I want to give you guys a little background on how I got started with this process and how I've kind of formed it over the years. So back in college, I was going to baseball every day. I would do school, I would have class and homework, and I would go to the gym. That was about it. So I ended up having quite a bit of free time in college, even though being a student athlete is pretty time consuming. During my free time, whether I was on campus in the library or at home at the apartment, I would usually find myself on Instagram or Snapchat trying to gain more followers. As you guys know from a lot of the videos in this channel, I really wanted to grow a huge audience back in college. Yes, we've grown up to 74K, which is super awesome, but my goals and intentions for that have switched up a little bit. So one of my roommates had Tinder and Hot or Not. He would always brag about how many matches he got, and I always thought it was stupid, you know, having a dating app where you're just swiping on people. So he would always show me his matches, and sometimes he would be like, dude, look, I got 1,000 matches, or I got 1,500 matches. And I was like, okay, well, cool, like, what are you doing with that? Like, are you hanging out with every single girl? Obviously not. So I thought, why isn't he turning those 1,000 to 1,500 matches into like Instagram followers? Because all I could think about at the time was getting followers and views and likes. You know, it was kind of obsessive at the time. So I remember the day that I downloaded Tinder, I also downloaded Hot or Not because I was like, hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and match with as many girls as I can and try to get them to follow my Instagram. At first, it was bad because I just started copying and pasting messages. I didn't even personalize the name, which is super important. It was just like, hey, go follow my Instagram. Something really broad, and just like I mass sent it to everybody. I didn't get a lot of responses, but I still gained a few Instagram followers. So what I started doing was getting really into Snapchat. Now, Snapchat back in 2016 was super popular, and it's still popular today, but at the time I was just really getting into it, getting views, because I thought, hey, why not have a bunch of Snapchat followers as well as Instagram followers? So I constructed a message that I'll show you guys a little bit later in this video, and I started mass sending it to people. The only thing is I would personalize it, right? I'm not gonna lie, usually I would do this when I was sitting on the toilet because I thought, hey, every time I go to the bathroom, I'm gonna send as many messages as I can, and I thought this just became like a routine. I know it's kind of stupid, but I started doing this. Shortly after I started doing this, I started seeing massive results. Lots of people would add me on Snapchat. The views started to go up slowly but surely over time because I was consistently, you know, sending these messages to people. And you got to keep in mind, not everybody's going to add you on Snapchat or follow you on Instagram. You got to have, you know, an idea that only a few people are going to do this. Maybe out of 10, you might get like 4 or 6. So that only lasted for a little while. I stopped sending messages to girls on Tinder and Hot or Not. I kind of just moved on. And I actually went through a really dead phase in 2017 and 2018 on social media. I really didn't post much. If you guys look at my Instagram account, it was really dead. And I didn't post YouTube videos at all, right? For a while, I was really focusing on trying to get drafted and play professional baseball, but that didn't work out. So I jumped right back into social media, and for the last maybe 6-8 months, I've been focused hard on exactly what I want to do. So fast forward until about a month ago when I realized, hey, why am I not using this process? Why have I not, you know, taken this to the next level and actually grown more on Snapchat, on YouTube, and on Instagram because there's so much potential with this. So I decided to take action, and I downloaded Tinder. I also downloaded Bumble because that's another app that's really popular according to everybody, and it shows too. So I did a couple things to get everything set up. Number one, I made sure I had clear photos. Now, if this is something that you guys are gonna take action on, then I want you to listen to this advice because I think that it's gold. Photos that are clear, that show exactly who you are. So if you play piano, maybe have a picture of you like playing piano. Maybe if you go to the gym, have a picture of you at the gym. I'm not saying you have to be shirtless. You want to come off as a normal person that is just trying to match with people and potentially date people. Now keep in mind, this method is going to work both as a guy or as a girl. So after you guys get those pictures in there, you're going to want to make sure your bio is set up good too. Maybe some bullet points, maybe some things that you like to do, some food you like to eat, places you like to go, just some kind of standard stuff if you have had a dating app before, or if you haven't had a dating app before, just throw in some stuff that you like, some hobbies, and maybe a quote. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. You can look up a good Tinder bio online, something that's funny. It doesn't really matter, that's not the point. The main thing is that the pictures are good. So after your bio is set up, then we can get to swiping. Now, one thing that I'm gonna say about this is that it's probably gonna benefit you more if you have the Tinder Plus version. Now, I know this is $10 a month, which is kind of brutal, but at the end of the day, you're spending less than 50 cents a day. Now, in my opinion, Tinder works best. Number one, when you buy the $10 Tinder Plus version, you get an unlimited amount of swipes. You also get like 5 super likes, but that doesn't really matter. This is the main thing when you get Tinder Plus. Now, I'm not saying go out and buy Tinder Plus. I'm just showing you the possibilities. When you get Tinder Plus, which is $10 per month, you can move anywhere in the world, right? So you can literally move all over. You can put your location set in Miami. You could set your location in New York. You could set your location in Russia, literally all over the world. And what you can do is go into your settings on Tinder when you have Tinder Plus and turn off your location. That way people think that you are in the same city as them. So when people see your profile, they see a couple good pictures, they see a funny or witty bio, and they're thinking, hey, maybe I want to match with this girl, or maybe I want to match with this guy and go on a date with them, right? Maybe have some coffee, go to a movie, whatever. One of the first things people look at is location. So if they see that you're 10,000 miles away, they're probably gonna think, wow, this person's not even here, I'm not even gonna swipe right. Or if you guys match, they might unmatch you. So that's why I advise to go into your settings on your Tinder. If you get Tinder and Tinder Plus, turn off that location, because that's gonna work best for this method that I'm gonna teach you. So the two things that are the most important when you get Tinder Plus are, number one, you can change location, because obviously you want to get new sources of traffic every single time you run out of people in a certain city. You want to be able to move to another one, right? And move to another one. The other thing is you get an unlimited amount of swipes. So literally swipe on every single person and move that location around. You have an unlimited amount of people that you could potentially be getting to follow your Instagram or add you on Snapchat. So now we're gonna talk about the message, which is the most important part of this whole video. So when you match with somebody, right, they might hit you up first, right? If it's Bumble, girls have to message guys first. If it's Tinder, usually guys have to message girls first. That's just kind of an unwritten rule of Tinder. So in this situation, you can do one of two things. Number one, you can pretend to have a conversation with them for like 2 or 3 messages. I've done this in the past, because you build rapport, you build a little trust, you build yourself up, maybe saying, hey, how's it going? Maybe you talk about some things that you like, and then you hit them with this message, right? This is the message right here on the screen that I send to everybody. Now, your message does not have to be exactly like mine. Keep it somewhat on the path of, hey, Rachel, I know we just matched on Tinder, or I know we just matched on Bumble, but I'm gonna delete my account soon. And then you move on to saying, do you by chance have Snapchat? Or you say, do you have Instagram that I could follow you on? Maybe you can take this message, perfect it, make it even better. What you guys may do is you may take this message and make your own hybrid of it and make it an even better message. Now, I wanna say this message works probably 60 to 75% of the time. Like, it has a crazy response rate. Every now and then a girl says to me, oh, Matt, you're probably just trying to get my Snapchat, right? LOL. And I'm like, yeah, sure. When technically, yeah, I am actually only trying to get your Snapchat. And in the end, you guys, it's not about having 1,000 views on your Snapchat stories or having 10,000 views, right? It's about what you do with those views. What I've been doing on my other YouTube channel is whenever I post a video, I always send a message into my Snapchat following, and I put the link in there, and I tell people to swipe up if you want to see the video. So here's the difference between sending a message like I just showed you and sending a message saying to somebody, hey, do you have Instagram? And then maybe following them on Instagram. Because here's the thing, when somebody thinks about Instagram, right? And if they get a message from a guy or a girl saying, hey, I'm deleting Tinder soon, or I'm deleting Bumble soon, you should follow me on Instagram. What is the first thing that you think of, right? I know for me, the first thing that I think of is, oh, this person's just trying to gain followers. Like, I'm not going to respond. Or maybe if, you know, the person's got a good profile on Instagram, maybe I will follow them. But that's the first thing that I think of, is they want to build followers. When you ask them if they have a Snapchat, I mean, who doesn't have Snapchat? Almost everybody in the world has Snapchat. It's blown up over the last 3-4 years. Most likely, the odds are when you match with somebody on Tinder, Bumble, whatever, chat roulette, doesn't matter, they most likely also have a Snapchat. So in their mind, they're not thinking, oh, this guy's just trying to get Snapchat views. You know, that's the last thing that they're thinking of. In your mind, you're like, yes, I'm going to push you to my Snapchat views, right? I'm going to show you my stories. Potentially, you might have a YouTube channel. Eventually, down the road, you might have an Instagram account that you say, hey, guys, follow my Instagram. You are not just trying to get followers on Instagram. You're just trying to boost your views on Snapchat. And people don't understand that. People don't get that. And that's why I think this percentage of people that send me their Snapchats is so high, because I send them a message, personalized, right? I say their name in their first sentence, and then I tell them, look, I'm deleting Tinder soon. After I get their Snapchat, I'll just unmatch them, because in their mind, they're thinking, oh, he deleted Tinder or he deleted Bumble. So yeah, it's awkward now down the road if I end up matching with that same person. But most likely, like I said to you guys before, I'm gonna change my location. So I probably won't match with that person again ever unless I move back to that location. It's pretty important if you guys want to grow on Snapchat or potentially Instagram with this strategy to get the Tinder Plus version. I know with the standard free version, it's cool. You get like 100 swipes a day. I'm telling you guys right now, you're not going to grow your Snapchat that fast by only getting 100 swipes a day, right? Potentially you swipe on 100 people, you might get like 25 to 40 matches. You might get a potential, 10 to 20 people who actually add you back on Snapchat, which is good numbers, right? It's 50%, and that's slowly going to go up, but it's not anything to where if you could swipe on everybody and never have a limit, right? And also move to different locations. Like that's crazy that the Tinder gives you that ability to do that. So in the end, you guys, we're not being sleazy or schemy or scammy or whatever you want to call it. We're literally just trying to get some views, right? We're trying to get some more Snapchat ads. If you guys have a YouTube channel, views are extremely important, but more than views or subscribers, it's hours. When you eventually reach to 4,000 watch hours in the last 12 months, you can have the potential of monetizing your channel, which means you could potentially make money off of YouTube, which is cool. I'm not even there yet, but I'm hopefully gonna be there, in the next 6 months or so. But here's the thing, when you get people to, add you back on Snapchat, and maybe potentially follow you on Instagram, that might be a plus. But if you have that feature, the swipe up feature in Snapchat, you most likely are going to get a lot more people swiping up. Even if they only view it for like 1 or 2 minutes, that adds up. Now there's going to be a lot of people out there that watch this video that might think that this is deceiving, and people on Tinder or dating apps and dating sites are actually looking for love or a potential date or something like that. But I'm coming to you at this from a business aspect. Everything on this channel, I'm trying to help you guys grow your social media following, make money, eventually do stuff like that on YouTube or on Instagram. And so I want to give you guys literally every tip and trick that I have. And so that's why I wanted to make a video on this. So in the end, I'm really just trying to give you one step up above your competition, because if your competition's not doing this, and I guarantee they aren't, because not many people are doing this, I actually thought I was super smart when I figured this out, because you eventually get views on Snapchat, they continue to go up, they continue to go up. Also, another thing is when you drop a message to them saying, hey, I'm deleting Tinder, maybe you can follow me on Instagram. And then say they go over to your Instagram. Let's say you have like 10,000 followers. Immediately in their mind, they're gonna think, yeah, you're literally just trying to get followers. But on Snapchat now, people, unless you are, verified and you have that little purple subscribe when you click on your profile, then they're going to get to your profile and they're just going to add you, because they don't know how many followers you have on Snapchat. No one knows. You can't see that. The only person that sees how many views you have is you when you open up your stories, right? And that's the great thing about Snapchat, is it doesn't show how many followers you have. You could have 100,000 followers on Snapchat and people might not even know, unless obviously if you have 100,000 Snapchat followers, you're most likely going to be verified, which eventually if you start doing this and you're verified, people are going to come to your profile, and when they click to add you, it's going to say subscribe. And that's going to make them think, okay, this person's popular. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. So before I end the video, I want you guys to take a look at one of my most popular, actually it is my most popular Snapchat story. This was actually about a year or a year and a half ago. This was huge for me. I had to screenshot it. I had to show you guys, because look, it's a Snapchat. The video is basically about Snapchat. But I'm telling you guys right now, this legitimately does does work. And no, it's not going to be super easy to get to these crazy numbers, 4,000. I'm saying literally you just have to start with something and then you're going to work up to eventually being in the thousands. It's not that hard. I'm telling you right now, it's not that hard to get into the thousands. Put these strategies to work. I'm telling you right now, they will work if you actually put them to use. If you guys have any questions about this video or comments, go ahead and drop them down below because I love engaging with you guys. Like I said in the beginning, if you guys like this video, found it entertaining, found it informing, go ahead and drop me a like. That is always awesome. Let's try to get 100 on this video. And if you guys like this kind of video on business, social media, stuff like that, go ahead and hit that button right there. Subscribe to the Dream Team for content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.